Capitol. Happy trade deadline to all of you. Mark DeRosa, I'm Lauren.
Lives are
Shehadi.
changing today, Lauren.
That's the first thing he said when we walked in. I said, you ready for the trade deadline? You said, these guys are human. Their lives are changing.
First lives that are changing.
Some people fold.
When Matty Vasgersian left the show for Sunday Night Baseball, what's the first thing I said to you? Al Ripkins. But when we need him the most, so basically if you're getting... And I think some teams, like I look at some teams, like I think the Cardinals hold all the cards today, so to speak, because I think they have the best prospect base to be able to do whatever technically they want. I know they got Quintana last night. But then I look at teams like the Boston Red Sox. They're confusing.
Game. Where do you want to see him go?
Well, I think if you look back, you can argue he's the game's best hitter, and he's only going to get better. I mean, as he's there and you watch a Washington Nationals game, who are you really locked in on? Keibert Ruiz?
That's the future.
I need to see more and where they're going in the future.
For a player, I remember getting traded at the deadline thinking...
Did you know you were going that day?
You knew it.
I knew I was going. Listen to this, great story. For a player, I remember getting traded at the deadline thinking...
Did you know you were going that day?
You knew it.
I knew I was going. Listen to this, great story.
Other teams in the American League, I don't think they did anything that would scare me off as an American League opponent.
I think
to walk into them and play.
The Yankees are on a collision course with the...
You're ready to go.
I'm
ready to make your moves. Xander
be.
Bogaerts can opt out of a 6-year, $120 million contract. Why are you squinting your eyes? Because you're nervous?
I can't understate what Carlos Correa has meant to going into Minnesota, and don't sleep on the fact that he is sneakily having a decent year. Nobody's talked about him, so he's not going to allow Minnesota to not do something today.
That's right. After this series with the Tigers, it does not get easier. They play
Tyler
the
Mahle.
Jays and the
That's
Dodgers.
the guy Nays wants in Minnesota.
Okay, make it happen. Angels have made the postseason
Derek,
one
you're on
time
the clock for Tyler.
since 2010. You're here. That was it.
My son
was the pinnacle.
was taken aback.
That's
so
great, but
how can you sell this?
They're not a good team. You just want to be like, oh, Tony and Trout are good players, but they lose every year. Just saying. They got no farm system. They got no one to go.
Are you up? Trade deadline Tuesday on the Fresh Red Velvet. Sean Casey, Mark DeRosa. I'm Lauren Shehadi. When in doubt, you don't get who you want.
Just in case you need it, guys.
What'd you say in the break? You said, can somebody make a move?
Couldn't you have waited? I want you to feast your eyes on the screen, Case, because... Couldn't you have waited? I want you to feast your eyes on the screen, Case, because...
You got it done.
You got it done. Yes, we did. There are so many trades already done. We're going to take you. Believe it. We are going to see Jacob deGrom throwing off a big league mound for the first time since July 7th of last year. Mets fans thinking we've been dreaming of this moment for a long time, and the irony of it being on deadline day, just awesome. 7:05 from D.C. The Braves chasing the Mets in East, and Austin Riley is chasing his dreams. Atlanta signed their third baseman yesterday in a sea of deadline activity. They wanted to make sure he knew he was going to be a Brave for a long, long time. 10 years, $212 million. Braves coming off an off day hosting the Phillies. And the Dodgers and Giants get together at Oracle Park. Tyler Anderson, you have our attention. He was great all year. A career season, more wins than ever before, a lower ERA than ever before. He's been automatic in his first year with Los Angeles. 9:45 from San Francisco tonight. Question, because I feel like I'm focused. We're all focused, and I might have a chance for the first time in years.
Okay, dig in. Guess what?
Jason, and said it's the week of Juan Soto, and that Mike Rizzo has to get this right because this...
Look, Mariano did it in October against the greatest teams in the sport for a decade and a half. Josh Hader would have a lot of work to do to match that. But in terms of...
If it was an audition, I mean, he shoved on the biggest stage in New York. So interesting. Jason Stark on the Stark Report. Thanks so much. It's time now for the Capital One Premier Play from yesterday. Enjoy.